Hey all, it is Cinephile Mike, your friendly neighborhood cinephile, here with day 49 of the 95 Days of Award Season Posts and day 3 of the Razzies Dozen. And I am here to discuss Kiet's The Requin, or in English, The Shark. Yes, I had to look up the translation. And as you can see, I am wearing my Avatar blue because this film, well, as you can probably see from the rating, is just down there with how I felt about Avatar and even worse. This film features Worst Actress of the Year nominee Alicia Silverstone, as she is one half of a couple stranded out at sea. So Alicia Silverstone plays one half of a couple with James Tooper, who, after experiencing a very sad tragedy, to try to move beyond this, they go on a vacation to Vietnam and try to move on. And to do this, they try to create a wonderful experience where they will stay in a room connected to a hotel that is over the water in monsoon season, when there is very little help. We can see how this one is going to really be without its lifeboat. See what I did there? Now, one night on this trip, the phone rings and wakes them up as a storm is brewing outside, and when the hotel asks if they'd like to be brought in for safety, they decide to tough it out because they're planning to leave in the morning. But in the midst of this monsoon, their room breaks free of its port, falls apart, and becomes a floating raft on the sea in the middle of nowhere, with no one to see them, and they are gone. While making some difficult decisions and trying to figure out how to survive and get back to land, like, let's set up smoke signals and create a smoke fire on a wooden raft. Any warning flags about that? Amongst all the others, we will deal with the Requin, as we know, sharks, and all of the other elements in which we now have our man versus nature survival film. Almost as soon as this film starts, it goes right off the rails. In fact, the only nomination this landed at the Razzies for Alicia Silverstone, I think the writer-director Kiet gets off easy, as he could have very well been nominated for Worst Director and Worst Screenplay, as he did pull the double duty on this film. Now, I was curious to see this because I am an Alicia Silverstone fan, but unfortunately, she gives us a performance that's like Cher from Clueless on drugs. You know, this was cute when she was younger, but now it's all shrieking and screeching and screaming for survival, and it got a little painful to listen to after a while, which is interesting given that this film was only about 87 minutes and felt like it was about 2 hours. Additionally, James Tooper, playing her husband, doesn't give her much to work with. Now, here's the real big problem. There were 2 films in this one, because you want to have the survival tale, which could have been a very interesting thing to see how 2 people survive at sea and battle all of the elements of nature as they are out there. Or do we want to see a film about a couple on a trip trying to get over the tragedy that they have experienced and how that can impact, the healing process? Either one would have made a much more engaging film than when we try to get pockets of the 2 put together in one. And also, if we're going to go with the man versus nature, we are in a, film technology where we can do something that looks a little bit better than what Spielberg did in Jaws. Now, I'm not knocking Jaws. I love Jaws as a film, but the CGI or the visual effects with these sharks made Jaws look like it deserved an Oscar for incredible visual effects. It was pretty bad. If there was a Razzie for worst visual effects, I think this one would probably lead the pack. I feel bad because Silverstone is a talented actress and she deserves a lot better than what she got here. So for me, I'm only giving this film a 1 out of 5 stars. It probably would have been a 0 if I gave zeros, but I don't. And again, the fact that they attempted to do the man versus nature plot, that is a very interesting premise, but based on what I saw here, I think I'll go watch The Shallows again, where it was done much better. However, if you would like to watch The Requin If you are battling to have the time to finish all of the viewing, it is streaming exclusively on Hulu. I will see you tomorrow for day 50 of the 95 Days of Award Season posts as we keep moving through our Razzies dozen. Until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying, take a break and watch something new.